another Museum Minute video that comes out at 2 p.m. every Thursday. This video, it may have had the opening to a Museum Minute, but it's not. This video is from me to you. It's an easier way for me to talk to everyone and say how I feel about things. Let's just say the past 3 years have been a crazy, fun, emotional roller coaster. From graduating with my bachelor's degree in 2016 to now we're in 2019 and I have my master's degree and a certification. This video is to celebrate my master's degree and tell you the things I've learned within these past 3 years. But it's not just going to be a completely serious video. I'm not a completely serious person. There's moments that I know I need to grow up. Where's the fun in that? I'm not going to grow old and be a grumpy person. I'm going to grow up and be fun. So this video is to inspire you, those who are watching, and those who know me. Here's my story. I'm Kim, Epic Kim, for those who know me in the gaming community. I'm also Kim Turn here at the museum. My story starts at the age of 16, but 16 kind of started it all. November of 2010, my junior year, we were eating lunch in the library and I had a stroke. My second year of college, we found out that I had antiphospholipid syndrome, APS. It's where the lipids in my cells, the fat in my cells, my body's destroying itself from the inside out. There's no cure, but there's treatments. For those of you who are in college or thinking of going back to college, if you fear that you don't know what you want to do, that's perfectly fine. I had an idea as I started out, but I didn't know for sure. Before I went to college, my high school, my junior year and my senior year, I went to Washington, D.C. My junior year, I went with a group called Lead America, and I was there for national security, which is cool. I got to go to the Pentagon. We walked up to the White House, but we got to see these things, the FBI building. We got to talk to people from the State Department. It was neat, and I fell in love with Washington, D.C. But it was before my mother dropped me off at Georgetown University that my love for museums started to grow even more. Growing up, I was always taken to museums, and that was always something we would do as a pastime. And so I fell in love with museums. But in Washington, D.C., there's a museum, the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum. And there's a room full of leather shoes. Now, if you guys have ever watched other museum minutes and you watch the ones about how the staff here at the museum got involved in museums, you would know this is my story. There is a room full of leather shoes, probably the size of my office or the office where Diana is, and you walk by in it and it smells of leather, and then you just see black and blue shoes, but there's a pair of white shoes on top, white heels. I wanted to know the story. Why would a curator or someone who puts the exhibit out and together put a random pair of white heels on top? I have never found out the answer. To this day, I still don't know. And that kind of sparked my curiosity. I wanted to be the one who made people fall in love with history or with the idea of putting exhibits together. I wanted to be that person. After that, I knew I wanted to do history. I originally started out wanting to be an educator and teach high school or college history. After we went through the NSA program with Lead America, I also wanted to work in Washington, D.C., so I also took political science. Well, things happened. My health took a bad dive, and I had to move home from the original university of where I was staying at, or going to. So I moved home, and I went to our local university here, and majored in history and minored in social psychology. But I switched from political science to education to psychology, back to political science to history. So it's okay not knowing what you want to do. About 2 months before I graduated college, I was emailing museums left and right. Only one museum ever emailed me back. Erin, I love you. Now, you probably think I'm crazy. That woman literally just sat there the entire time and probably thinking I was this crazy chick, wondering why I was emailing her, why I wouldn't leave her alone, why would this person who hasn't graduated college, who has no idea really how museums work, wants to hang out and come just to be at the museum and shadow you. Am I right? You know I'm right. You're probably shaking your head yes right now. That or you're looking at me and you're laughing. Because who in their right mind would email people just saying, hey, can I follow you? Hey, can I learn about the museum? Hey, I'll do anything. I'll sweep, I'll clean. Just let me stay and hang out with you all day. I think I probably emailed you, Erin, how many times? 20 before graduation? Maybe? And then like 5 after? There was one point I was like, I'm done with finals. I graduate next week. Can I just come meet you? And you're just like, let's just wait until you graduate. Just wait. And I'm like, okay. I remember the day you emailed me telling me, yes, you can come to the museum. It's fine. I want to meet you. Let's just discuss what you're going to do or what you could do and things like that. But the moral of that story is I was persistent. I really didn't give up. And look where I am now. I have the best boss ever. She's my best friend. Almost like another sister to me. Between Erin and Daryl, for the past 3 years, I don't think I would have made it. I learned so much more than I ever learned from a textbook. Erin and Daryl were my professors, were my tutors, were my late night study buddies. 2 a.m.? I swear, there was probably one time I called Erin later than midnight because I was freaking out about an assignment. But I swear it was like 2 a.m. and I was texting her nonstop throughout the whole thing, like, I'm not understanding what they want me to do. And I swear it was like a phone call, and I'm like, would you explain this to me? Just explain this to me. And so she did. I swear there was multiple times when I was writing my dissertation for my master's degree that I told Erin and Daryl, I'm quitting, I'm running away to Disney, and I'm changing my name. No one's gonna find me. And Erin's one phrase is, you got this. Kim, it's good. You got this. You got it. And Daryl's like, you'll make it. I got faith in you. You'll make it. I almost killed myself writing that paper, but I made it and I got it. So, can I share some wisdom with you that I've learned? Set goals. Wake up, get dressed, go to work. Do your job, eat lunch, go back to work, go home, get in your jammies, go to bed. If that's the goals you have for a day, set those goals. Set the goal for waking up. When I started out going to college with my bachelor's, I wanted to prove I wasn't a waste of space. My goal was to prove to myself and others that I can do something that is crazy and unheard of. So I got my bachelor's degree. Set a goal. Life's about setting goals. Small goals, big goals. As long as you have a goal, you can achieve it. Strive to enjoy the journey of the goal. Life isn't about just achieving our achievements. It's about the journey of how we get there. You're the journey. You've helped me go where I needed to go and get where I needed to get. I've made friends along the way. Friends who the only way they're able to watch this or even graduation is from a live stream. Friends who I met writing short stories about Nightwing. I see you, Taya. Enjoy the rabbit holes that pop up while you're setting your goals or while you're achieving your goals, because those rabbit holes, when you fall into them, they're fun. They're dangerous, but they're fun. You need to face your fears, grab a Keyblade, and go have fun. Enjoy the journey. Make friends. Go to new places. Face your fears. Number 2, take responsibility for your actions. Own to your mess-ups. And there is no such thing as a perfect person. People will let you believe they're perfect. Just know that's a fake facade. They put on a mask to make you think that. Take blame for the bad things you did, but also accept the glory of the accomplishments. You can accidentally puncture a hole in a photograph while hanging it to a wall, Erin and Kim, but own up that you did it. It's a photo of a man in a freight wagon, and Erin and I were hanging it up. And the nail was a little too far out than it should have been. And when we were hanging it, I think I was the one hanging it, and I punctured a small hole in it. Gladly, Erin fixed it as best as she could, and she told the person what we did. We owned up to our mistake. Create an accident, you own up to it. It's easier to own up for your mistakes. And also, while you're making your mistakes and you're owning up to them, remember that it's okay to say, no, you don't know. Just like a Disney cast member, they're actually not allowed to say, I don't know the answer. But it's fine not to know. Get with the mindset of, I have no idea, but let me research that for you. Follow me and I'll help you. Or, can I get back to you in a day after I look up the answer for you? Or an hour. It'll teach you something along the way. Number 3, use your mistakes to build your future. This and number 7 go hand in hand. Your mistakes don't define you. They never did. They help shape you, but they don't define you. Your mistakes build your future. It gives you life experience. Use the mistake of being a teen wolf and riding on a vehicle in a parking lot at a school to tell others that peer pressure isn't the point. To tell others that vehicles aren't meant to be ridden on like a teen wolf. And just discuss the difference in peer pressure. There is good peer pressure, but there's a lot of bad peer pressure. The mistake is not you. Your mistake is just a small bump or a small valley. It's not you. People will try to use your mistake to define you. Family will use your mistake to define you. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna get to you. But that's not you. Hold your head up and prove to everyone you're better than your mistake. You're better than your past. And whether they choose to see the improvement or not, that is their fault. You are not your mistake. No, you have changed for the better, and that you can talk to someone and help them through whatever they're going through because of the mistakes you made. And when you have those conversations with them, you have the experience to back up whatever you're saying. Number 4, inspiration. Inspiration is everywhere we look. In fact, I think one of the reasons Aaron wanted Diana so bad is because she's inspiring. She's a curator. She's one of the only superhero curators. So of course, but she's inspiring. She stands up for what she believes in. As someone who has had a bad depression in the past, I couldn't see the light at the end of the darkness or the end of the tunnel. I was a heartless and a nobody. It just takes a spark. For me, the spark was YouTube. It was Disney, and it was outside. I found Jacksepticeye and Markiplier, and I learned to laugh again. And I learned that it's okay to be depressed because you're not alone. I adopted one of Jacksepticeye's sayings, and that's PMA. Positive mental attitude. It's not always there, and you can't always be positive. It's okay for the negativity. But look at the moon and smile. Watch the butterflies as they dance across the sky. Daryl, stand in front of really bad art and find the beauty in the paintbrush strokes. Go to Disney, run across the foyer and hug Oswald. Play your video games and see the amazing details that people put into it. Go to Washington, D.C. and look at the history. And about those big dreams you have, inspiration leads to big dreams. Watching YouTube and connecting with a community of people might lead you to start a YouTube channel or your own live streaming events where you can stream on Twitch or YouTube and be the next Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, PewDiePie, or Tati. Reading books might inspire you to be the next Stephen King. Your dreams are valid. No matter what they are valid. People may put you down. Your family may never understand what you want to do with your life, and they may not support you, but there are people who are out there and will. Your friends will support you, your coworkers will support you, and they want to see you succeed. Just do one thing. Never give up. Be as persistent as you can be, and don't give up. I didn't give up, and I'm where I want to be. Because my dream job, like I said, is the Holocaust Museum. I haven't given up. And I know there's people out there who don't understand what I'm doing with my life, and that's fine. I have those who support me, and I'm not giving up. My dreams and goals to become not a doctor of medical science, but a doctor of history or doctor of museum studies. I'm not done with that yet either. I'm just taking a break. My dream of working in the Smithsonian's, the George Lucas Museum, Holocaust Museum, those are high dreams and goals. But I'm not giving up and I'm not running away. It's okay to take breaks. Burnout is a real thing. That's why we have vacation. A break isn't giving up. A break is just letting your body rest and relax. The break is just stepping back to see who and what you are and readjusting to the things that life has thrown at you. Just one thing, set your goal and don't give up. It's going to be hard. Life was never meant to be easy. It's going to cause you to panic, to stress out, to become depressed, to get frustrated. Life was meant to be bumpy and constantly changing. If you will allow me, I actually have one Bible verse that has been my backbone since I graduated in 2016. It's John 16:33. I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, for I have overcome the world. I know I will have heartache. I know I will suffer. I will experience loss and disappointment. People will do their best to make my life a living hell, and I'm sorry if that word offends you. This is a strong but. I know that that's life. I know I'm not alone. I know that I have my faith in God, and my faith in my friends and my family, and that the world is just a fleeting moment and always changing. Number 6, create a personal code. A personal code, and I don't have one that I have truly created. I've adapted many. Be the person you wish to be when you were younger. Positive mental attitude. Hold your head high or your crown might fall. Always be kind. This too shall pass. Turn the other cheek. Love like no tomorrow. Never give up. When in doubt, always go to Disney. Eat all the cookies. Treat each person equally. Never back down. Prove your worth. Always dress up for Comic-Con. And again, John 16:33. A personal code is just a group of things that you personally try to live by. It's almost like your 10 commandments. Those were a couple of mine. Some of them aren't serious. Again, I'm not a serious person. My office. I have a dragon. Create your code that meets your dreams and your goals. One code, if any, I should say, that anyone should live by is always forgive. Forgiveness is a wonderful thing. Holding grudges sucks. It eats you away until you're just a void shell on the inside. You're a shell full of insecurities and unhappiness. Find your phrases, your Bible verses, your movie quotes, things that are your personal code, and own them. Number 7, the past shapes us. Like I said, it doesn't define you, it molds you, it shapes you. You can be anything you want, and you can use your past to be better than what you were. Fun fact, because I'm full of those. Every 7 years, you're a completely new person. Science and the medical community has openly opened up that every 7 years, your entire body has changed. Your taste buds have changed. Your brain cells are actually brand new every 7 years. Your entire skin, the skin you're touching today is not the same skin you were touching 7 years ago. But you're a new person every 7 years. Are you gonna let the 7-year you that probably was really chubby and your hair was a mess and you just didn't know how to do makeup define the new you now? The you who is amazing. You're amazing. You have succeeded and you have failed. And by the way, it's okay to fail. Learn to fail and fail to learn. Without failure, we wouldn't have the light bulb. We wouldn't have the circle. We wouldn't have internet, cell phones, and TV, or cookies. Without failure, we wouldn't have Star Wars. That's a big thing if you know me. Failure is good. You learn from failure. And that's why it's okay to make mistakes, because your failure and your mistakes shape you. If everything we did was perfect, we would never learn. This reminds me of my band days. Not everyone can sight read a piece perfectly. When you see musicians, band members, symphonic members, orchestra people, the amount of practice a person in band has to do is insane. High school, college, professional band members. That's years of practice and years of failure shaping those people. You're not perfect right off the bat. They have to repeatedly learn, slowly failing at a piece and learning each step how to make that piece better until they can play it perfectly. Practice makes perfection, but a perfect practice makes perfection. A failed practice learned perfectly makes perfection. Learn to fail, fail to succeed, or as Master Yoda would say, you must unlearn what you have learned. Unlearn how to be perfect and learn that failure is amazing. Stop learning to be perfect. Strive for it, but when it's not in your reach, be a phoenix from your failure and rise from your ashes. Number 8, setting high expectations. Everyone around you already does this for you. In psychology, there's a term called self-prophecy, and that's what this comes into play as, is your high expectations and people setting expectations for you. To explain a self-fulfilling prophecy, it's a brief or expectation that an individual holds about a future event that manifests itself because the individual holds it. In other words, me believing I was a waste of space, if I actually wanted to truly believe that, it would have came true. If I actually wanted to believe I'm not worth it, it would have came true. This would be you thinking you aren't good enough. Sometimes it's even family members making comments about how you're stupid. You're not good enough. All you'll ever do is flip a burger. Prove them wrong. Eventually, the expectations or beliefs placed on you will become your own thoughts and be what you are, because you believe them. You don't have to fulfill those expectations. Your expectations are the ones that will help you get ahead. Remember at the beginning I said my main goal for my bachelor's degree was to prove I'm not a waste of space? I didn't fulfill my self-prophecy. I fulfilled my expectation for myself that I could be better than those people. Set your own expectations. Your family, your coworkers, and every random stranger you meet will have a random high expectation for you. But fulfill your own expectation. Become the doctor, go back to school, and get your GED. Adopt that child you think you couldn't. Those sound small, but they seem major. Those are what I think, and I hope inspire you. I really thank you for being here and watching this video. I thank you for being there for me and with me. Without anyone here who's watching this, or anyone that was at my graduation watching this, I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you for helping me with my master's degree and teaching me stupid math. And just thank you for being there for me. I'm not crying, you're crying.